I got invited to play one of the juiciest high-stakes private games at the ARIA in Las Vegas. We're playing in MJ's game. He's Daniel Negreanu's poker coach and has invited us to play in his private 25-50 game with some of the biggest action players around. We get into some crazy hands tonight, but it starts off hot with a $10,000 buy-in against my buddy Gage when I pick up pocket tens. And Gage decides he wants to play for more and 3-bets to $1,300. Well, if you guys aren't familiar with Gage on my channel, he's a fun Texas player down in College Station, and one thing about him is he's not afraid to put chips in the middle. I have pocket tens, and I think it's going to be good enough to come in for a 4-bet and make it $3,500. If he ends up folding, I'll pick up around $1,700. If he puts in the call, well, we're out of position the rest of the way, but he only has around $4,100 in his stack and decides to jam on me. And of course, we're putting in the snap call. I don't exactly love this because the jam means he probably has ace king ace queen or a better overpair, and we decide to run it 2 times. Of course, I'm a little bit curious, so I ask him what he has. Well, shit, he says he has pocket queens. We're gonna need to get lucky. I only have around 20% to win it, but it goes up to the moon when a king 10-9 board comes out. Bang! We flop middle set. The turn and river are bricks, and we're gonna take down the first half of the pot. The second board comes out clean for Gage, so we're chopping up this nice $8,600 pot, and our buddy Gio has something to say about the way Gage runs.
Dude, the once would have been diabolical.
Never win the first board.
All right, I raise it up to $150 in this next hand with ace-9 of spades. My buddy Crypto Max now 3-bets us to $500, and I put in the call, and the flop comes ace-queen-4 with 2 diamonds. Pretty great spot for us. I have top pair, but I'm gonna check it over to Max because he was the pre-flop aggressor. He fires out for another $500, and I put in the call, and the turn comes about as good as I could have hoped for. It's the 9 of diamonds, giving me aces up. I check it over to Max once again, and he very quickly checks behind, bringing in the king of hearts on the river. So I decide to check it over to Max, and he fires out for $1,000. I snap call him, and it looks like we're gonna be winning here when he turns over ace jack of hearts. So yeah, obviously we needed that 9 on the turn to beat Max in that pot, and I gotta take this moment to ask Daniel Negreanu's poker coach MJ a very important question.
So MJ, where's the cage?
Gage?
Yeah.
He wouldn't know.
Well, I'm asking you, brother.
I wouldn't know either.
I'd ask Gage, but he wouldn't know either.
I have no idea.
All right, time for some of those premiums I was letting you guys know about in the intro. There's a raise to 150. I 3-bet to $500 with the best hand in the game, just something light, you know? And we're gonna get some great news. The opponent to my left, who goes by Bentley, he 4-bets me to $1,700. The action folds back around, and with a lot of chips in my stack here in this 25-50 game, I'm very tempted to put in the 5-bet, but 5-bets are really strong, and you know, people kind of know my image as well, and I really don't want to put in this 5-bet because most likely he's just gonna have to fold, but I really don't want to play out of position by just calling, and then who knows what happens on the flop, turn, and river. So I decided to put in the 5-bet, and Bentley snap folds, exactly what we were fearing. But when I fold my cards, he exposes his cards to the table, and let's just say it was a questionable holding.
Did you have 4 high beats?
Huh?
You had 4 high beats?
Yeah.
Okay.
I promise. All right, I promise I gave my cards back, but we look down at the exact same 2 cards, pocket aces once again. There's a raise to 150, and seat 1, 3-bets to $500 from the cutoff. I'm in the big line, obviously with aces. I've already said that, but I'm very excited to put in the 4-bet to $1,550. Cinco de Mayo, baby. Let's have a fiesta, but unfortunately, one by one, they both fold their cards, and we got the redo from the poker gods just to yield the same result, taking down a pot pre-flop. This summer, poker is going to be bigger than ever before. Play for $50 million in guarantees all summer long on Club WPT Gold. The Summer of Gold has buy-ins for every bankroll and big tournaments every day from May 24th through June 28th. There's a gold million every single week during that stretch. Anyone who's older than 18 and lives in the US or Canada is eligible to play, and as always, using code Wolfgang when signing up gets you a nice bonus. With nearly $15,000 in my stack, I'm up almost $5,000 on the session. I'm feeling pretty great, and the table decides to do a $100 PLO bomb pot. It's a 5K cap, And we are gonna cap it 4 ways with Gage all in for less. It's a crazy spot to be in with almost $20,000 in the middle. And I end up chopping the main and the side pot and take down a nice bit of profit, getting my chip stack up to $16,000, where we pick up another premium Pocket Kings this time versus Crypto Max. I open it up to $150 and 2 callers, so off to a flop 3 ways, which comes ace 3 deuce rainbow. The action checks over to me and I check behind, and the turn comes the 5 of spades. Checks over to me once again, and now I need to go for value. I fire out for $300 and only Max puts in the call. So off to a river we go, which comes the queen of diamonds, and now Max doesn't check it over to me, but instead leads out for $1,500, putting me in a weird spot. What is this queen bring in? The spades on the turn bricks off. Maybe he's bluffing with a missed spade draw, or possibly he's betting a weak ace here, not wanting me to check behind. I mean, my $300 bet on the turn looked a little bit fishy, kind of just trying to name my price and get to a cheap showdown, but he's putting me in a weird spot here, $1,500, and I'm gonna put in the call. I didn't get invited to this fun game to fold the second best holding here, Pocket Kings. In my opinion, I'm just losing to an ace. So when I put in the call, we get some great news when he turns over 8 deuce offsuit, calling out of the small blind pre-flop, flopping a pair, and then trying to bluff me off my second pair on the river. Nice try, Max. And then we get some great news. One of my favorite players and humans, Randy 3Coin, comes into the ARIA ready to gamble. There's an open to $150, and Randy's trying to make up for lost time and immediately raises to $350. I could come in for a 4-bet here with ace-queen offsuit, trying to play in position on my opponents, but instead I just put in the call, and that brings in another player who cold calls the 350, as well as the original raiser who tosses in the additional $200. So we're going 4 ways to a flop here with ace-queen offsuit, and I'm looking for gin. Well, it looks like I flopped myself a pretty good hand here on a queen jack deuce board with 2 clubs. It is pretty draw heavy though, so when Randy fires out for $500, I debate going for a raise right now and trying to charge those draws with my top pair. But instead I just put in the call here. I'm interested to see what the other 2 opponents do, if it goes raise, re-raise, or like raise and then Randy jams, but that's not gonna happen. The player to my left folds, the player in seat 1 calls, and just like that, we're off to a turn 3 ways, and it comes about as big of a brick as I could hope for, the 6 of spades. Randy is not slowing down. We love this. He fires out for $1,200, and now for the reasons I mentioned on the flop, being a lot of draws out there, I want to charge seat 1 and Randy the maximum, and I raise it up to $3,500, looking to get stacks in on the river. Seat 1 does not snap fold. So what do we think he has here? He points at my stack, telling the dealer to count out my $3,500 raise. He has a little bit of the board, it's very obvious, but does he have enough to hold on? No, he doesn't. After a little hemming, a little hawing, he looks to the left, and then he relinquishes his card. So action's back over to Randy on the button, and he puts in that stanky stank, baby. 3Coin puts in the $3,500, and we are playing against Randy. Off to a river we go. The river comes the 4 of spades, another great brick to see when you're holding top pair on a 2 club and straight board, and a little bit of table talk ensues. We're gonna go my favorite number, Randy, 25. Just a little meat on the bone.
Such a pros bear. Show it for the audience.
You can look, Randy.
Oh yeah, I should have showed. That's why you always beat me, because you always have the better hand.
Hey, you should try playing the better hand sometime. It's kind of fun.
I thought I would.
Randy's right. I had the better hand this time. 6-8 offsuit just isn't gonna cut it. But man, huge shout out to Randy for being one of the coolest humans in the poker world. If you ever see him out at a casino near you, definitely go up to him. He's never having a bad day, and he'll definitely give you some great content for your Instagram or Snap stories. Seat 9 is done with the game, and in comes Danny Chen, another Lone Star State poker player. Man, half the table here is from Texas. Let's show him how we play down there. Seat 8 makes it $150. Danny in seat 1 puts in the call. I know how to play ace queen offsuit. I just showed you guys in that last hand. Let's do it again. $750 is the price of poker. Seat 8 folds, Danny folds, but Jacob in seat 1 puts in the call. Heads up in position here, which comes 6-5-5 with 2 clubs, and Jacob checks it over to me. With $1,800 in the middle, I fire out for $600. Just looking to get value from worse, some draws, and start to try to get hands like pocket 4s, pocket 7s, pocket 8s to consider folding. But of course, he doesn't fold. The turn comes another 5, coming the 5 of diamonds, and he checks it over to me for a second time. Interesting spot now where any pocket pair has a boat, and it's gonna be pretty hard to get Jacob to fold those holdings. So I check behind on the river, and we make a boat, but it's not with the ace or queen. Instead, it's with the 6 of hearts. So with a boat on the board and $3,100 in the middle to fight for, Jacob does not snap check it over to me. Instead, he fires out for $500. And I don't love this, but I'm playing the board, and it's a very cheap price relative to the size of the pot. So after thinking about it for a little while, I put in the call, and he shows us the bad news. It's pocket 9s. Probably a good thing that the turn came another 5, because if it was a higher card, I might have gone for a 3 street bluff, and Jacob doesn't strike me as the type of guy to fold all that easily. Well, 5 hours have gone by, it's now 3 in the morning, and it's time to finally take MJ's advice and head over to the cage. At my peak, I was up to $21,000 off of my 10K buy-in, but instead, we're leaving with a nice profit of $8,785 in just 5 hours of play. Huge shout out to MJ for the invite into the sick game. It's always fun battling with all of my friends and all of his DJing friends as well. Do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button right now. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts on this video, and as always, good luck on the felt, you guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.